Hey y'all, Dana with Sullivan Family Homestead for Thursday night chat. We'll hang out here and see who all we get in here tonight. I've got quite a bit of stuff to go over and talk with you guys. So Sullivan Family Homestead for Thursday. Let's turn the sound off of there right off the bat. I don't need to hear myself twice. All right. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? I'm actually on point and ready for once. Seems like for once. Hey, Miss Kelly, how's it going? Oh boy, do I have a lot to talk to you about, Miss Kelly. You know, I know that you went to my new Facebook page. This is going to be an exciting adventure. Hey, kid, how's it going? I'm glad you're here. I miss you. Are y'all busy today? Hey, Mr. Daryl. Hey, eating is fine. I can't hear you munching. It's okay. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Mr. Daryl, did Miss Sherry tell you about the plans for the hotel? Were you, Kelly? Oh, I hope it's all good stuff. Goodness, I got something in my eye. So what were you talking about me? Yes, actually, Daryl, you should be scared. It involves late night, up all night, hanging out, shooting the breeze, seeing if we get kicked out of the hotel. Maybe. Oh, yeah, I bet I'm his worst nightmare now, aren't I, Kelly? Hey, Tim, how's it going? So, yeah, Mr. Daryl, basically, the hotel is aware that we need rooms close to each other so that we can chit-chat and visit. No, Tim, I am not telling you that. No, sir. That is for me to know and you not to find out. We will see you in Virginia, though, right? In October. Hey, Bandana, how's it going? Miss Bandana, have you made arrangements for the conference yet? Have you got a hotel or sleeping arrangements or whatever? Hey, Sherry, how goes? Oh, Tim, with regards to you, everything is a secret, darling. I'm not going to tell anything. Hey, Sherry, you know you've got the hammer, so feel free. If it gets a little rowdy in here, you know how Tim is. Hey, what are you guys doing, Miss Sherry? What are y'all cooking up? I know you're cooking up something good. Hey, Christian, how's it going? Yes, Sherry Bam. Oh. Miss Kelly, yes, that is always the way. Always the way. It's like the kids and the phone calls, right? Kids don't want anything to do with you all day long until you get on the phone, and then they want to know everything. Shyler, no. She's trying to be funny and it's not working. I won't let it. Yeah, Tim, I'll bet it is famous last words. Oh, beer can chicken and sweet corn. Yum. Listen, we pulled some of the corn out of the garden, and that's what we're having with dinner tonight. So win-win. It's always good when you get to have something out of the garden to eat, right? So, oh, Kelly, that's awesome. Shyler, come on. We pulled, I don't know, a dozen ears or so out of the garden so far. And then we've got another row to do. You were in Baltimore today, Tim? Holy mackerel. I guess all that's within a couple 100 miles, isn't it? It seems like a lot from here, but so, of course, you guys know that Thursdays are busy days, but today wasn't too bad. We had our meetings this evening, but that was pretty much it, which is good. It was fun. It was nice to get out of the house and go do something productive, actually. You were in DC too, huh? You did a lot of traveling today, didn't you? My friend Candy used to live in Baltimore, and they were huge Ravens fans. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and start with my to-do list, chat list, whatever you want to call it. Sherry went to Walmart. That's good travel. We went there for a little bit too. Hey, Griz, how's it going? We had to pick up a couple of tubs from Walmart. You know, the big, what are they? 21-gallon big black tubs with the rope handles. I have established that we are 100% doing our potatoes in those big tubs. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Digging the potatoes up out of the raised beds is such a pain in the patootie. So not necessary. So not necessary. Hey, Miss Jenny, how's it going? So anyway, that's one of those lessons learned. In fact, I'm telling you, I could do an entire video just on things that I have learned about gardening alone in this season. So, you know, it's something else. But potatoes for sure are right at the top of the list. I had thought that putting them in the raised beds would be good, and it was. I mean, they grew really well, and it was easy to keep them weeded out, and we didn't have to worry about that sort of thing. But digging them up out of the ground again, it's a lot easier just to dump the bucket out onto a tarp and pilfer through the dirt pile to get the potatoes. So from now on, that's what we'll be doing. Hey, Cab 7, how's it going? I'm so glad to see everybody here tonight. Y'all are on it. So, Miss Kelly, yes, Cherish has learned a lot of lessons too. In fact, she and I discussed doing, I don't want to say a collaboration video, but basically doing a video on the same subject of what we've learned in our gardening experience this year. Hey, Miss Butler, how's it going? So anyway, yeah, we've both learned quite a bit this season. Actually, she's got a pretty cool deal going on now. Have you guys heard that she's gonna be doing reviews for some Haas tools? So now she'll have no excuse to keep her garden clean, huh? I told her once she's done with hers, she can come up and do mine. It needs it too. So actually, as things go on, Yeah, Griz. Tim, yes, roots go down. We did learn that. But anyway, what was I going to say about that? Oh, with the garden. Yes, the garden. The weeds really have gotten out of control. Squirrel? Yes. Anyway, we've been out picking the weeds and getting everything squared away. And probably in this same video, talking about things that I've learned for the garden, there's a segment of the garden that I want to show you guys where it actually shows very clearly the benefit of the Back to Eden method in the event that you're able to do the Back to Eden method. And that is because there's a row in the garden where we had put a good layer of mulch. And by that, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, 6 inches of mulch down. And you can tell that there's this clear path of mulch, and it is a beautiful walk path. There are no weeds at all in it. I mean, it is great. And then the next one is like, there's grass, there's weeds, there's all kinds of stuff trying to grow up in there. So you can tell the difference. And the reason for it is because that one row that's really good and clean has a thick layer of mulch, and the other layer was, let's say, just enough to actually coat the ground evenly, and maybe, I don't know, that much mulch. So, Tim, yeah, we can chat. Cab, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, my garden is so not happy right now. It's getting there, but we're going to have to take it in segments because it has really, really gotten carried away. We had several days of rain, and then the day that it's dry is the day that I am super swamped and can't get out there. And then rain, and then a couple of days of holy bloody blazing hell. It's hot outside, and I'm not going out there. And then back to rain, or busy. And let's just say I'm making an awful lot of excuses for right now for the fact that I haven't been out there plucking weeds like I should be. And that's what it boils down to. But basically, it's a little bit out of control, and it needs to be fixed. So, Miss Kelly, the caterpillars, I have been struggling with cabbage worms all summer. Actually, since late spring. All summer, I have been dealing with the cabbage worms. A horse trough coming in handy when you're outside working. Oh, to dunk in? Yes. Incidentally, speaking of horses, yesterday I had gone out to the garden and had picked out a few of the cucumbers that were ready and some tomatoes and whatnot. So, you know, I don't have a basket because I don't think about that. So I'm carrying them in the tail of my shirt. And on this one cucumber that was, I don't know, gosh, this big around and about this long and bright yellow, like it had been in there way too long. And I wasn't going to try to eat it. So I took it over to Abby, my horse, and she absolutely loved it. She gobbled it down, but I got slobbered all over, and it was like a bath of the wrong kind. It was kind of disgusting. It really was gross, actually. But she really enjoyed it, so, you know, there's that. Hey, Southern Ark, how's it going? Nice to have you. So, anyway, there's been that. So Hannah is outside actually right now because the weather is nice out. We had the sprinklers on for a little bit earlier, so the ground's nice and soft. And she's going to go out there and pluck the weeds from around the cucumbers so we can actually see them. And yeah. Yes, Cab, exactly. A slobber cumber. Yes. And I mean, ew. Gross. Like, bleh. Anyway, it was nasty, but she absolutely loved it. So, anyway, any of the vegetables that we find in the garden that have been in there too long and we didn't catch them, or, you know, the bugs are in there or whatever, and we pick the bugs out, we feed it to the horses, and they love them. So, yeah, Miss Kelly, that's love kisses. Oh. Griz says, Sullivan, it's still good eating if it ain't too soft and you peel it. You know what? I tell you, I don't know. I haven't tried to eat one that was that far off. Then again, I hadn't before left them on there long enough to be that far off. So, you know, I don't know. I guess I should have tried it, but she really enjoyed it, and we've had quite a few cucumbers so far, so it's all good. Hey, Bendy Wendy, how's it going? Man, I am really excited. I'm seeing some new faces in here tonight. This is awesome. And actually, I'm really glad because y'all know that we hit the 500 subscriber mark just the other day. And we've got to get our 500 subscriber giveaway video put together. I think probably tonight. I'll get Mr. Sullivan nailed down and get that video done. So you'll probably see it tomorrow morning. And for those of you guys that don't know what the prizes are, there are actually a couple of prizes and they're coming together. And so one of them is this tumbler. Says, hey y'all, Sullivan Family Homestead. And then the t-shirt on the back says the same thing. And then on the front says Sullivan Family Homestead. So we'll do the giveaway video. Like I said, it'll probably post in the morning. And then I think I'm going to let it run for a week. And the instructions for how to enter the giveaway will be there. And it's going to be pretty simple. It's going to be something like, hey, like and share this video and comment down below where you shared it at, and that'll be your entry. You know what I mean? Like something fairly simple like that. And so that way we'll get the video watched, we'll get it shared, which is always awesome. And then we'll do the giveaway and the drawing next week. Maybe we'll do it on our live show. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? So actually, I think that's what we will do. So it'll be, what, 6 days instead of 7. Anyway, so at the time that we do the drawing and figure out who the winner is, I'll have that person message me their shirt size, so that way they're not, you know, getting a size 2X when they're a size small or vice versa, and they'll actually get a shirt that's the size they wear, so maybe they'll actually wear it, which would be really nice too. So anyway, there's that, and that's big news, and we really, really appreciate y'all, because it is absolutely because of you that we've got those 500 subscribers on there. So I really, really appreciate it. Matt appreciates it. Hannah appreciates it. So we just really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for that. Griz, I tell you what, if you win, buddy, I will put the logo on a mason jar just for you. You know whereabouts we are, man. We're all about it. It's okay. So, yeah, Shyler says she thanks you too. So, anyway, there's that. And that's big news. And we really, really appreciate you guys. You know, it seems like that we don't do a whole lot. And I know in the last couple of weeks that we haven't been, actually. We've done our live streams every week. And, you know, occasionally you might get a video. When Shyler was here visiting, of course, we didn't do anything except the live streams because we were trying to spend time with her. And but we're getting back on track as far as that goes and getting some more videos done. And I actually have a list of videos to start getting put out as of this week, well, weekend. So you guys should start seeing an awful lot more of the videos back on track again. So that's a good thing. In addition to that, I think that we're going to start doing some themed days during the week. I'm thinking about maybe doing a Pinterest, like a Pinterest project Wednesday or something. You know, I mean, how many times do we see on Facebook or, you know, online Pinterest fails or, you know, nailed it videos or, you know, nailed it memes on Facebook or whatever. And it's always funny to see, you know, this really cool thing on Pinterest and it turns out maybe or you see this stuff that's on Pinterest and you say, I don't even know if that would really work or if that recipe is any good or whatever. So I'm thinking that maybe this will be a new little, just a fun project thing. It'll be something where we'll pick a Pinterest pin to do, and it'll be a craft or a recipe or something. And then we'll try it out and we'll do it all on video, of course. And then we'll post it so you guys can see either it's a pass or a fail. And hopefully you guys will get interactive and you'll start finding pins for me to try out because, you know, one of the best parts, actually the best part about doing these live streams is that I get to interact with you guys. And when Matt's able to be here, he gets to interact with you guys. And I never realized how much fun that would be until we actually started doing it. So, you know, we really appreciate that too. And we really look forward to interacting with you guys every week. So, you know, if we can do this Pinterest post Wednesday or whatever it's going to be, and you guys comment on that video, something for the next week for us to try out, I mean, that would be a lot of fun. I think that would be great fun. Hey, Miss Opal, how's it going? So, so that's one thing. I know there was another thing that I was thinking of, another theme day, but it's on my list, and I don't have that list in front of me. I have my topics of discussion list. So, but yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. I mean, it can range for a whole lot of different things, you know, handmade stuff, crafty stuff, DIY stuff. Maybe we can get Matthew or Hannah involved and get some stuff done too. So, you know, we'll see. Good luck, Opal. I really hope that everything turns out for you, honey. Whatever it is, I hope that it's comes out okay. Seems like quite a few folks have been having to do visits with the doctors lately. My mom just got home from the hospital just the other day. Actually, she was in for just over a week. And I guess 4th of July, they went outside. They were watching fireworks and everything. And she really wasn't feeling good. So she went back in the house. And she said that her leg was hurting, and so she had gone ahead to go to bed, and my stepdad had gone in and sat down beside her and kind of brushed his arm up against her leg, and it felt hot. And so he was looking at her leg and whatnot, and apparently it was really swelled up big, and it was just like on fire. And so he took her to the emergency room, and they thought that maybe she had an infection. She had had a surgery on her knee, a year and a half ago or whatever. She had gotten an infection from a prior surgery, and they had ended up having to cut from just above her kneecap down to the front of her ankle. And it was a pretty big deal, and she was in the hospital from just before Thanksgiving until just after New Year's, and that was year before last. No, actually, the stuff that they were cleaning out of her leg that time was MRSA. And so that was a big deal. But then that was like a year and a half ago. And so there weren't any real issues as far as just her usual aches and pains and stuff up until 4th of July. So when her leg was when they took her to the ER to find out what was going on with her leg, they couldn't figure out exactly what the deal was without doing some kind of, invasive probing or biopsies or whatever. So they ended up taking her to the city, and they did more testing, and they found out that she has cellulitis, and that basically the cellulitis had inflamed or whatever. And I mean, I have seen the pictures of it, and it looks like second-degree burns. I mean, it's wicked looking stuff. So anyway, she's on medications, and she's on bed rest, and we're hoping that it gets better. But of course, that sort of thing isn't something that you necessarily recover from. That's just something that you deal with and try to treat the inflammation or whatever. So, and to be honest with you, I don't know much outside of that. I just know that when she first went to the hospital a year and a half ago, and had the infection in her leg, it was so bad that they were talking about amputating her leg. And then when she went to the hospital this time, and they diagnosed the cellulitis, they're keeping an eye on her, because if it keeps up, if it keeps having problems, if she keeps having these inflammations, if she keeps getting the infections and stuff like that, because of course the heated up leg tissue, I guess, for lack of better words, can help breed the infection stuff again too. So anyway, they're really concerned about that, and it's super scary. And to be honest with you, I'm not handling it any better than she is, I don't think, and she's definitely not handling it well, because we're really worried that maybe she will lose her leg. So she is, 60 years old? She's almost 60 years old. She's not old enough to be having these issues. Is she diabetic? She's pre-diabetic, yeah. Which makes it also, a little scary for me too. So, things to look forward to or not, I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Opal. I really appreciate that. So anyway, I'm not really sure how I got onto that subject, but y'all just keep her in mind if you would. But anyway, we've had a lot of stuff going on lately, and you guys know, around here, at least on the homestead, we had the issue with the dog coming into the yard and killing Charlotte, my chicken. Charlie, my rooster, had been doing pretty well. That's what it was, Opal, the doctor's visit. You're absolutely right. There's really been quite a few people that have been getting sick or having issues or having surgeries or procedures. Bandana just got out of the hospital not too long ago. She had some issues. All sorts of folks. Miss June, speaking of folks that have been in the hospital, y'all just give a good blanket, Lord, look out for everybody type of thing, because there's a lot of folks going through a lot of things right now. So, Miss June, we are super happy to see you here today. I had chatted with Maria about the traveling across the world thing. Think you're going to be hitting up a tour in East Tennessee here soon. So, oh, hey, Lloyd, how are you, kiddo? But I believe he is. So anyway, Charlotte's eggs, I have 3 of. And you guys know from the video I just did the other day that we've started incubating the eggs. We did that on Sunday evening, and This is now Thursday. We're on day 4. And I mean to tell you, I check that incubator like 6 times a day. Yes, Charlotte babies. I'm hoping. Y'all, seriously, cross fingers, arms, legs, toes, eyes, everything. Cross everything, okay? Just cross it all. The 3 eggs that are in there, the temperature has been 100% consistent straight across the board, and the humidity is good. I mean, like I said, I check it several times a day. I don't open it several times a day. I just look in the window and see if the temperature is still good. So, but the eggs look good. The temperature has been, I mean, spot on, 100.5 since Saturday night. So, so that's a good thing. And I'm going to knock on wood because I'm not talking about it too much, but you know, I really want it to be good. So, hey, Suburban, how's it going? So, anyway, Green Gables says, I wish I would have incubated eggs from Flappy and Rachel. You know, when it happened, when the dog attacked them and killed her, I really didn't think about it so much at the time, but you know, I'm really glad that I had those few eggs still that I could put in the incubator. And I'm really glad that it worked out that my friend didn't have eggs in there already that were incubating, that I was able to use her incubator and put my eggs in there. And hopefully we'll have little Charlotte babies soon. And I am super excited to see what they look like. That is, I'm so excited about that. So, hey, 4 Hearts, how's it going? But anyway, we've got the 3 eggs in there, and these would be Charlotte and Charlie's babies. And you guys know that Charlie has been living in the house. He had been doing really good, and actually I had sent out a little video. I think I'd posted it on my Facebook and sent it out on Snapchat. There was a short video clip of him crowing on Sunday, and so I was super excited about that. Crowing seemed to be a good sign that he was improving, and Monday he was crowing pretty much all day, but then Tuesday he didn't crow all day. And he just didn't seem like he was quite as good of shape as he was on Monday. Tuesday evening, I noticed that he was starting to get a little wobbly, and his stools were liquid, which at that point I had just kind of chalked off as, you know, him getting over being sick and being, you know, traumatized and all that stuff. But anyway, by the end of the night, he was passing not just liquid, but like dark greenish, blackish, like indication of kidney damage stuff. And so I kept a really close eye on him. And yesterday, all day, he was in really rough shape. He was barely moving around. He was just having a really hard time staying on his feet. He wasn't drinking a whole lot. He wasn't eating a whole lot. I couldn't get him to do anything. So today, well, last night before I went to bed, Matt and I talked about it and said that if there were no signs of improvement this morning, that we would just go ahead and dispatch him and put him out of his misery, because obviously he's not going to get better. And as much as I love him to death, the idea of shelling out $400-600 to take him to UT Medical just for them to tell me that he's got internal damage and kidney failure and is gonna die anyway is just not an option for a chicken. So I couldn't do it. It's actually one of those things that, you know, when you've got a homestead and you have animals and you talk about the fact that you may have to dispatch them and you have to be a grown-up about it and you have to just do it because it's in their best interest. Given the fact that I've been taking care of him for this whole last week, trying really hard to get him better and hoping and praying to God that he would get better. I went to my meeting this evening and Matt went ahead and took care of it for us. So he went ahead and dispatched him and took care of it. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but to be honest, I would rather go ahead and do that than to have him spend another week or something, you know, struggling, because it really, really was the right thing to do. Yeah, June, you're right. It really was. I mean, I took him outside this afternoon and I had put him in a cage out there to get some sunshine and some fresh air from being cooped up in the house. And I mean, he was stumbling around. He could barely walk. It was just, it wasn't good for him. You know, yeah, it was definitely the best thing to just do it. And, you know, Matt did it real quick and it was really humane and it was just, it was the best thing to do. So, you know, yeah, the idea of doing that to keep them along just because you can't stand the idea of letting go is just, I understand why people do it, but I don't agree with it. It's not fair. It's not right. So, you know, you just got to. When we moved out here from Wichita, Matt had a Great Dane, and she was, what, 9 or 10 years old, which for a Great Dane is ancient. You know, they live, what, 6 or 7 years, and she was, I guess she was probably more like 10 or 11 years old, and she was really, really old. She had a hard time getting up. She had a hard time getting down. You know, she had hip issues at that point. She had arthritis everywhere. She'd piddle on the floor when she tried to get up. She'd piddle on the floor when she'd get down, you know. There was one little step that was about this tall off the deck into the yard, and she would stumble going down it. She would trip coming up it. I mean, she was a mess. And you know, we had just assumed that, you know, just arthritis and stuff, you know, that's not really any reason necessarily to put them down. And so we had taken care of her and, you know, of course, clean up her little piddle spots and make her comfortable and have a cozy bed and everything. But when we got ready to move out here, we knew that she would have a really hard time making a 16-hour road trip. And so we had gone ahead and taken her to the vet and had them put her to sleep. And, you know, that was really tough. It's really tough, especially with your dogs, because you know, they're like your family. But, you know, it's for the best and it's for them. And if you love them and you know that that's the best thing to do for them, you know, it sucks. It really does, but you just got to do it. You know, it's like when our kids get all grown up and we don't want them to leave, but they're ready to, and we got to, you know, suck it up and say, it's okay, we're all right, we're happy for you. When deep down inside, we're like, please don't leave me. So, which actually, you know, my oldest child is floating around in here somewhere, and, you know, she just came to visit for a couple of weeks, and seeing them leave again, it's just like seeing them leave for the first time, and it sucks. But we do what we got to do, right? So, anyway, right, Sherry. What do you mean you want to move back in? Yes. Griz, you are absolutely right, honey. I've had to do that before too, and it really does suck. It really, really does suck. We were fortunate this time, and you know, Matt is fairly new to this entire lifestyle. You know, I was raised pretty much this way, but Matt's kind of a city boy from Wichita, if you can consider Wichita a city. And so it's something that he would have never been able to even consider before. So the fact that he can take care of the chickens like that is a miracle in and of itself. But he's actually really, really impressed me. Charlie wasn't the first one that he's dispatched, so thankfully it wasn't that traumatic for him. We had actually processed some chickens for the freezer not too long ago, and he was willing to actually try to dispatch. So I had dispatched some, and then he did it, and I walked him through the steps, and he did a great job. And I mean, he stepped up and he did it. And seeing the adrenaline fit that takes over the first time you do that sort of thing, it was actually kind of funny. But so he kind of had a little experience. He knew what to do and how to do it, and he did really good. So there was that. But Tim, I'm not sure how much you missed. I don't know if you were here for talking about the eggs being incubated and doing well. And Charlie, my rooster, we had to go ahead and dispatch him today. He didn't make it. I'm pretty sure, I mean like 99.9% sure that what I was seeing in his waste was kidney failure. So, and he was showing the signs of it at this point and having a really hard time. So we just did what needed to be done. But anyway, yeah, it's something that sucks, and it is what it is. But Four Hearts, I understand exactly what you guys are dealing with there, and there's a difference between letting them still be here with you and loving on them and everything because they're getting old and arthritis. You don't put them down because they're getting old. If they've got cancer and it's really bad and there's no chance of getting through it okay, and they're going to have horrible agonizing pain, then by all means you should definitely go ahead and just do the right thing. But if they're just old, it's our job to take care of them. You don't just get them when they're a puppy and love on them for being a puppy. You love on them their whole life. So, or at least you're supposed to. But anyway, with that being said, we've got two boxers, Layla and Gunner. And Gunner is somewhere around, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old. And Layla, well, actually, let's see. Layla is 10 years old in November this year. So Gunner's probably more like 11 or 12. That's a guesstimation because he was a rescue. We got him when he was roughly a couple of years old. So anyway, I imagine that before too much more time goes by, I'll be talking about having to put them down, or hopefully they'll just die in their sleep and I won't have to, because that one will be tough. That'll be really tough. So, oh gosh, yeah, 15's a good age. But yeah, Griz, you mentioned it earlier about every time saying that's going to be the last time, and that's true. It is true. You get so attached to them and you love them, and it's unfortunate. I can't remember who it was that said that it's just not right for dogs not to live as long as people do. But yeah, that's true, and it's unfortunate. But listen, those little dogs, they're demon dogs. That's why they live forever. Green Gables says a 21-year-old three-legged chihuahua. They're like the Energizer Bunny. They just keep going and going and going. That's because they're demon dogs. When we moved out here, we had to pay this insane deposit for our dogs and had to beg and plead with the property manager to let us have them, because boxers are on the 10 most dangerous dogs list, y'all. If any of you have ever seen a boxer, ever known a boxer, that's absolutely ludicrous. There's no reason whatsoever for a boxer to be on the top 10 most dangerous dogs list. But because of this, I had to beg and plead with the property manager to let us have them. And, you know, I couldn't help but think, they're worried about my boxers. But then you got these little Chihuahuas and little Yorkies and Pomeranians and what are those little Pekingese and things? Little demon dogs, you know, bite your ankles, snickerdoodles or whatever, those little dachshunds and stuff, those tiny little dogs. Miss June, you are absolutely right. Boxers aren't dangerous, they're clowns. That is a fact. So, but anyway, there is that. So, yeah, Griz, you know, I feel you. Matt made a comment to Gunner the other day, and I don't think he realized that I heard him, but he had said something about how old he was getting and making comments about the gray on his chops, you know, and I mean, just him saying that got me all choked up, like, I just know it's gonna be soon, you know. So unreal, isn't it? My nose itches. Somebody's talking about me. So anyway, now that we have talked about that, and it's so unpleasant and whatever, you've got me all choked up, or I've gotten myself all choked up, or whatever you want to say. I'm not going to even say that. I call them kickapoos because if they bite me, that's yes. But I'm serious. I mean, them little tiny bitty dogs, they're the ones. Hey, Pickers, how's it going? What did I miss? What did I miss, Suburban? Oh, I have 5 out of 7 dogs that I may have to, 16-year-old shepherd. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, Suburban. You know, it really is something. We get attached to these critters, and they really and truly are just like part of the family. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. In fact, when my mom calls and we're talking and whatnot, she's asking about her granddogs, you know, and my grandmother too. She's saying, my great-granddogs. So, you know, it's funny. You just think about them, and they're just family. That's just it. So, Griz, you have a hard time harvesting your roosters? I find that hard to believe. I thought you were all Mr. Tough Guy. Talking about here, kitty, kitty. You're just a big softy, aren't you? Uh-huh, the truth is revealed. What about banana scones? Hey now, somebody's holding out. Subbing at the Four Hearts Ranch. Banana scones. Yum. Oh my gosh. So, anyway, I say anyway a lot. I'm sorry about that. That's kind of my spacer word. Anyway. Nope, not a tough guy when it comes to the animals. Yeah, I know how it is. Hey, and that's okay. There is no shame in it. Okay, you go move the water. We'll be right here. All right, so anyway, speaking of the garden, talking about it again, we've got tomatoes coming out the ears at this point, and so it's actually a really good thing that I got a package from a certain somebody, a certain fabulous somebody that you guys got to see. If I can get it held up good. Check that out, y'all. Check it out. Isn't that awesome? I am super, super excited about this. All right, Four Hearts, take care of the goaties. We'll see you guys later. This canner came in yesterday afternoon, and I'm super excited that it did because I knew that these tomato plants, you know, I've got, I don't know, 50 of them, 40 or 50 of them out in that garden, and I just knew that they were all going to wait until the same time to start getting the tomatoes on them, and then they were going to wait until the same time to start getting ripe. So now I'm going out there with grocery baskets and pulling out, or not grocery baskets, laundry baskets, and bringing in tomatoes left and right. So I'm going to be doing some canning this week. This weekend, I'm going to be doing some canning, and I'm going to be breaking that sucker in. So, because it gets hotter than Hades in my kitchen when that canner's going, and it's great for bread, but not great for this girl. So, I don't do heat that well. So, I'm going to be putting that bugger in the other room, or maybe even putting it out on the front porch and just doing it out there. So, but anyway, so I'm going to be doing some canning, and I may end up making some bread too. Because like I said, the hot kitchen is good for the bread making. So I like to make up the bread dough ahead of time. I can stick it in the freezer, and then it is ready to go. And all I got to do is put it in the pan and set it on the stove to do that last rise till it's just above the bread pan, and pop it in the oven. It's good. So I may make some rolls. That'd be good. I like the idea of having some rolls ahead on hand, so that, you know, come dinner time and you don't think about it, oh, I got some rolls in the freezer. So you spend half as much time. But do they? Cher says the girls already have the honeysuckle jelly out on the island to try in the morning. I hope y'all like it. It really is good stuff. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison for the honeysuckle and the dandelion jelly, because I'm thinking that they've got to be pretty much the same. You have a dog named Layla too? That's awesome. I think there's probably every 5th female boxer named Layla, but I don't care. I like that name. 99 with 50% humidity today, Tim. You are absolutely right. It was stifling. I do not like it. I love the wintertime. I love the wintertime here, but the summertime is ridiculous. It's for the birds. I love the spring and the fall too. So it's what, 3 or 4 weeks in there that I just detest. Oh, it's a pit. I like pits. I don't know how many times I've had folks say to me, oh, you have such pretty pit bulls. And I just look at them like, really? Do you even know what a pit bull looks like? That's a cool name, Sherry. Oh, did you really, June? June found some baby echinacea plants. That's cool. Hey, what all kind of stuff do you have in your garden right now, Miss June? I expect we ought to see some gardening videos coming up too, huh? So, speaking of the herbs and stuff, I don't really have a whole lot going on there. I have a few, but I can put more clothes on for the cold, but I can't take off when it gets hot. Exactly. And I mean to tell you, ew, I hate that sticky, nasty feeling. I hate it. It is the worst kind of feeling. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So, I guess y'all know it's getting on about 9 o'clock. June says not much right now, but we'll be doing more in the fall. What are you planning on doing in the fall, Miss June? We weren't planning on doing a fall garden this year, y'all. I got to tell you about this. We weren't planning on doing a fall garden. We were going to take the time, once all of the stuff that's in the garden right now was harvested and plants pulled out and laid out or mulched or composted or whatever we were going to do with them. We were going to lay down another layer of cardboard and another good layer of mulch for the garden, so that it would be a nice, good, clean, preset area for springtime. and we had every intention of following through with that, cleaning all of the garden up, cleaning the beds up, making sure that it's all ready, and putting some more compost on there, putting some more mulch on there, you know, doing what we know we're supposed to do. But what happened is this. So I had harvested our sugar snap peas, and Hannah and I spent the day shelling the peas because I'm going to let them dry out and I'm going to put the seeds away for spring. Well, you know, Shyler came down, and of course we don't, you know, want to use the table for everybody that's there for dinner and stuff. So I got to get this stuff off the table, which is where I would normally have laid this stuff out to let it dry. And so I had taken the tray downstairs and put it in the guest room on the dresser because I figured that was out of the way. You know, it's a good, safe place for it to go. Didn't even think about the possibility that when the washer and dryer is run down in the basement, that it makes the whole downstairs humid. And let's just say that I now have sugar snap peas on a tray that are germinated and ready to go. So I've got little green sprig, I've got little roots, and now I'm gonna have to get them put in the ground. So the only thing I can say is it's a good thing that we have a really long growing season here, and that I can actually put them in the ground and maybe get them harvested before wintertime kicks in, so that I haven't totally lost all of them. So yeah, apparently we're doing fall sweet peas. And since we're doing fall sweet peas, we may be doing some fall sweet corn, and we may be doing some fall carrots. And yeah, so hey Duckhead, how's it going? So anyway, it looks like we're going to be doing a small fall garden after all. Anyway, so I guess you guys will see a video about that coming up really soon too. But anyways, I think what I'm going to try to do, sorry, all I got an itch. I think what I'm going to be trying to do is putting them in one area though, so maybe I can go ahead and have at least half of the garden prepped and ready for springtime. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm actually thinking that what I might go ahead and do is put some nutrients in the raised beds and put some more composted dirt in there, and just go ahead and put the peas in those raised beds and put the trellises up in there. And that way I can go ahead and process the row garden and get it ready for springtime, and just do it that way. Because what's in the raised beds right now are cabbage plants, which this last pile of cabbage plants, they've got to be pulled out anyways, because the cabbage worms got a hold of them and they never really got to do much anyway. So I'll go ahead and pull them out. And the potatoes were in, what, 4 of the other boxes. So there's 6 boxes right there that come open as soon as I pull the cabbages, and the potatoes are already out. So anyway, that'll give me 6 boxes to put the peas back into. And I think that's what I'm going to do. If I do that, then I may not plant anything else. It may literally just be the peas, and I'll just do it that way. And then maybe Matt won't kill me, because he really didn't want to do a fall garden this year anyway. So, but next year for sure, we'll start doing 2 growing seasons. So June, that's a really good idea. I could plant spinach under the peas. I'd like to maybe plant maybe some, no. I don't want to get a whole growing thing going on here. Oh, I could plant some broccoli under there too. No. Listen, don't let me do it. Tell me no. Tell me no. June, you had a really good idea, though, so I may have to just figure out one little something that I can plant underneath there and be done with it. Cher asked them, what do you do with the cover crop once spring comes? Are you asking me that, Sherry? Opal, yes, you are right. Excuse me. Hemp conditions the soil too. You're absolutely right. I have also some seaweed, some liquid seaweed that I'm going to put in the ground. I'd put our place up for sale in a minute if we had someone to move with acreage. Hey, Sherry, I already told you, come on down, darling. I already told you. But yeah, Tim's right. You just till it in. Depending on what your cover crop is, if we were going to do a cover crop, we would do something that we could feed to the animals. We would do, you know, some kind of grains or something like that that we could feed to the animals. So, and I am looking for a place, darling. I'm looking. I found one maybe, I don't know, 5 miles away from my house. And it's got 6 or 7 acres with it, though. It's a couple more than we talked about. And it's also, I think, 160,000. Which I know is more than we talked about, too. So there's that. Oh, Cherish, you're about a day late and $1 short, darling. Better late than never. We were talking about you first thing, too. You missed it. It was all horrible stuff. Horrible. About our gardens and lessons learned. Your name came up. I can't imagine why. She's going to have to go back and watch the video now and see what was said. Oh, you were cleaning the kitchen. Sure you were. Oh, hey, speaking of that, Cherish, have you got your arrangements made for the conference, darling? We need to message. We need to coordinate. Yes, it's because you have butt high weeds. That's exactly what we were talking about. Miss Opal, thank you for coming. See ya. Suburban, you are so not helping right now. I know. Cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, peas, broccoli, radishes. I did think about doing another trip of radishes because they were really good. Hey, see ya, Griz. Have a good night. You've had your plans made since February? Is that what you're saying to me right now? Y'all, I do drink water. See? Water. Hey, Rocky Brook. How's it going? So, yeah, Suburban's not helping. They're actually enabling me. But I really did think about doing cauliflower because I had planted cauliflower in the garden. And I don't know if it was a placement issue or what. So maybe you know, maybe one of you guys know. But I had planted my cabbage, then my lettuce, and then cauliflower. And it just didn't do anything. I got maybe 4 plants, and none of them even got the slightest hint of a head on them. Like nothing. Literally nothing. Hey, Daylith. Listen, Tim. That don't even count. She's had help. She had Papa-in-law come and mow it all down. He could send him up my way. I'd feed him. Hey, Daylith, how's it going? Suburban, that is absolutely the most awesome list ever. And it's on my, well, I want to say all of it. Most of it is on my list for fall time planting. because originally we had decided that we were going to do our spring garden and then our fall garden as well. But then when the weeds started taking over, we realized that we really needed to focus more on getting that mulch layer down and killing off the weeds in there. And so we were going to take the fall off so that we could get it all squared away, you know. But anyway, it may not be happening, you know. So now that the peas have decided to go ahead and get themselves in the ground again already, I guess I have no choice. So, but I'll let you guys know. I'm really thinking about what I should do as far as the fall garden goes. If I should just leave it to the peas and the raised beds, or, you know, like June said, I could put something around the base of them. In fact, since there are 6 different boxes, I'm just saying, I could plant the peas and then plant something different around the bottom in each different box. So I could do, you know, the spinach, I could do the broccoli, I could do the cauliflower, you know, I could do that. I could. That's actually a good idea. Cherish, I'll chat with you about that here in just a minute. But yeah, are you saying that you had your hotel plans figured out since February? Oh, it is after 9 o'clock, y'all. Okay, that being said, we need to go ahead and say goodnight. So I don't want anybody to miss the Pratt Family Homestead. And you guys tell them that I said hello. I'm going to go over there and say hello. And yeah, I like that idea too, June. I really do. So I think I might do that. And that way I'm not actually doing any more work really, right? Because there's just one little patch of something in each one. So it's okay. It's okay. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to say goodnight, and I hope to see y'all later. And don't forget to be on the lookout for that 500 subscriber video tomorrow morning. So I want you guys all to be entered to win so that you guys have a chance to. So good luck to y'all, and thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Suburban, yes, that's exactly what we're wanting to do, is to get some cardboard put down, because right now we don't have any cardboard in there at all. It's just a layer of mulch, which we actually didn't put in until after we got the stuff planted, which was a big pain in the patella. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.